Hi, I'm Mike Ward, and we are at Suncrest Christian Church in St. John, Indiana. Our worship leaders are only ones that are on staff. All the other musicians are volunteers. They have to go through a process where they have to come and practice with us and play with us and then do an overall audition and fill out like a questionnaire and everything else before they can become a part of the team. Most of our musicians are actually fairly talented, which is a huge help for me. I cannot tell you how important it is to have good sounding musicians. And they all want it to sound as good as possible. The difference between working with musicians at church versus working with musicians at a bar, they're usually on time at church. They actually try to work with me versus try to tell me how to do my job. But at the same time, at first it was very hard for me to communicate because like I'm used to being very forward and very stern and just like this is what you need to do, and that's not very well appreciated here. But overall, I mean, I cannot say enough good things about the team that I work with. They're all just, I mean, they're good musicians and they're really fun to work with. We have times where it's all frustrating, but I mean, what place doesn't? But at the same time, the difference between working with musicians here versus at the bar is a difference. Like the musicians at the bar know their instruments very well. If they buy a pedal, they know it. Here, a lot of the times when people buy a new pedal, they come to me and ask me how to use it, which I don't mind showing them at all. But at the same time, the instruments themselves aren't near as nice a lot of the times here because professional musicians or working musicians at bars, you know, they really take a lot of pride in their instrument, and that's like their baby. And here, it's not necessarily the #1 concern. I work at Studio Chicago in the city. It's a recording studio. It's a fairly large recording studio in Chicago, and there's a huge difference between working in a recording studio versus working in live sound. Obviously, you know, we take hours in the recording studio getting things to sound good. Here, yeah, not near as much time. And then obviously, you know, working in a recording studio, you can always go back and do it again. Here, if you did it, it's done with and over. You only get one chance, which I actually really enjoy. Like just that one chance, and if it goes great, it goes great. If it goes bad, it goes bad. But either way, it's done. All right, who's ready next? You want to play, Bobby? You know, it's just working with so many different people and so many different attitudes and personalities has really made me become a way more patient person. Even here, you know, working with people that aren't necessarily professionals, you know, I had to be really patient at first. And you know, if I got mad at them, they didn't know why I was mad at them. And so I'd say patience has been a huge issue, obviously, in any environment, but definitely going from professionals to amateurs has been a huge issue. What can a musician do to make my day is just work with me. That's all. I mean, like literally, like I try so hard to make them happy, and I really appreciate it when they try to make me happy. And the overall product is dramatically better when we work together versus fight each other. And what they can do to really upset me, here they don't do it as much, but in the bars is when they crank their amps. It drives me nuts. I mean, because I cannot tell you how many times I've been like, can I do my job? You know, like, I'm there to reinforce it, not to just, you know, have you blare your amp. So, but yeah, I think that's the huge difference. And what musicians can really do to sound guys is make their life really hard by turning their amps all the way up, or even to like an 8 or 9. It's too much stage volume, even in a bar, in my opinion. It'll make their stage mix sound so much better if they turn them down. It'll make everybody else's stage mix sound so much better if they turn them down.